got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing very, very well, because it's now day 23 of my 30-day world, and I have realized what I was doing wrong that's causing that clicking noise. Yes! Having finished the preamble, it is now time to answer question 23 for the 11th of April 2018. What is valuable in your world? Gold? Something else? Now, with some deviations, Talum shares some of the similar value judgments that most mid to late feudal era civilizations held. This is that they valued manpower, they valued morality, and beyond anything else, they valued stuff. Now, remember that this is a pre-industrial civilization, and as a result, the valuation of these things, how people hold them as valuable, is not held consistently between neighboring civilizations or even within the civilization itself. This is because this civilization, the world of Talum, has not yet established a gold standard. So it doesn't really require a lot of information about what the gold standard particularly is, but it is important to recognize what kind of effect its institution had on the system of economy. It basically helped create the system of economy that we have today, for good or ill. Also known as the fixed rate economy, the gold standard was a method by which economies could base the value of their currency against the value of gold, which at the time was very, very high in value, but also very stable. Various countries that used the gold standard were able to deal and trade with each other with relative ease because their currencies could be shown how powerful they were in relation to each other, in relation to how powerful they were to the gold standard. Now, by no means am I saying that anything before the gold standard use was basically what Talum used to use. I mean, it's actually a bit of contention in relation to what people actually used as their standard for what their economic strength was. However, for Talum, it generally is going to be something known as strength of arms economy. Also known as the monarchical economy, this system was based around the local monarch, be he the lord or queen or empress or whoever it may be, dictating to everyone around them what the standard of goods exchange and currency is going to be for a given period of time. As a result of these declarations, the currency minted would often be in relation to a real good that was either present in the local fief or in some way, shape or form dictated by what was required or wanted by the monarchy. As a result of this, the variance of how the standard of currency works would be very, very big between area to area. To work and gain legal tender in one fief may result in the other fief not recognizing that tender in any way, shape or form, or at a greatly depressed price. All of this stuff comes together in my game to actually create a situation where, for the players particularly, bartering and to get the best deal out of their transactions is a much more flexible proposition than is expected from other settings. Now, something to keep in mind about the use of the gold standard and other things of this is its presence in Dungeons & Dragons is not because Gary Gygax somehow made a fluff and put in the gold standard into a system that he didn't know didn't exist at the feudal era that he was supposed to be replicating. He actually did it because he wanted to abstract out this concept of economy. Unless it had a very clear point in the game, it would slow down the flow immensely if every time you wanted to go out and buy some rations or some hempen rope or something like that, you had to argue over how much money is the money I have worth. In the setting and the game that I'm running right now, I wanted this to be a consideration that the players made. At the beginning of the game, they had representation of 4 of the 5 free cities. All of them held different kinds of tender. All of them had different valuations of what was of value. And one of the things that I wanted to make as a part of the theme was the culture clash that could happen in microcosm amongst the party and extrapolated out into the greater world. Something that has arisen, come out diegetically from the game itself, is actually the valuation of humans from different classes. At the beginning of the game, we had people representing mainly the lower end of the class spectrum. As time's gone on, character death and player life has really come into play and changed the societal composition of the party. As a result of this, we actually have probably everybody from every level of society, down from the lower class up to the high-end nobility. And this has actually changed a lot to do with how the NPCs value the players and actually how the players value each other. This is a new event and is still ongoing, so I'm sure I'll be coming back to it at some point and how this is shown through in the play. But really, it's the next thing that I find very interesting and kind of becoming one of the player themes that I really want to push forward. So that was the question, and that is my answer. I hope you really enjoyed it. I've received a lot of love from what I did yesterday, and if anyone is interested in asking any questions regarding what we've covered, by all means you can contact me on Twitter. You can also send me messages over here, on Facebook. I'm pretty much free all the time, and I really hope to hear from you all. I really enjoyed hearing some feedback recently, and I would welcome any more that you can supply. Any case, guys, thanks very much. Ciao!